Hello, Global Talk.
Dr. Kim back in the studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How was Chuseok?
It was, I was going to say fantastic, but it wasn't. It was just fine.
Really? But you were so excited because on our morning special edition, you talked about the fact that you were going to get to stay home and relax and maybe have movie time.
I ended up working the whole
Oh,
time.
no.
working,
happened
no
to,
break.
What happened to your plan?
So many people wanted something out of me after the Chuseok.
Hey, well.
So I had to work the whole time.
That means you're popular, right?
I guess.
Yeah. Good to see you, sir.
Great to see you.
Let's get started with a quiz question.
Quiz today is this. When someone or something is stuck in a place without being able to move, escape, or run, we say it is, number 1, expanded. Number 2, stranded.
One more time, please.
When someone or something is stuck in a place without being able to move, escape, or run, we say it is, number 1, expanded. Number 2, stranded.
Thank you very much. If you know the answer, use our Bandi board or Kakao Talk or text in on your cell phone, pounder sharp 1045 for 50 or 101, depending on the length of your text. We are giving away an iRiver portable Chisol Salgyungi cool prize. All right, so big issue here in Korea for the past few weeks. Hanjin Shipping. It's a name that has been filling the headlines around the world, actually.
Right.
Korea's leading shipping company is being put under court receivership, and now Korea's exports are being affected. Yeah. So what do we know now about the situation, and is it improving or not?
I guess overall the situation is improving from the worst point because Hanjin Shipping has, in my understanding, about slightly over 140 ship. And at the worst point, which I think was a week or two ago, out of 140 ship, about 90 of them were stranded. They had no place to go. They couldn't dock at ports. They were kind of like a floating all around the world without being able to, get to their destination. And then now from that 90 ship being stranded, the number has come down as of last Saturday, 34. So it's improving big time. And a lot of people ask this question, why are these ships kind of stranded? Why can't they, dock in at their ports?
Right. I read an article, I believe it was from the BBC a couple of days ago, and it was about a British artist who was on one of these Hanjin ships.
I wonder why an artist was on one of these shipping container ships.
I forget that detail from the story, but I do remember this detail is that ship and other ships couldn't go to port because if they docked, then the goods on the boat, on the ship, would be seized.
Exactly.
And there are millions or billions of dollars worth of goods on these ships. So the ships were literally just staying out at sea.
Right.
There were issues with food because the crew was running out of food and water.
Medical fuels. Yeah.
So that's one of the that is the reason they couldn't go to port, right?
Right. The reason they couldn't go. Yes, right. That immediate reason was because of the possibility of being seized, right? And why would that happen? That's because Hanjin Ship has gone under court receivership, as you mentioned. That's sort of like a bankruptcy.
Right.
Therefore, your creditors will come and get your stuff, including your shipment, try to seize it under their possession because they have payment to be made to them from Hanjin, which Hanjin is not making.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening all around the world. And the worst time, as I mentioned, as many as 90 ships around the world, they could not, find their place. And then now the number has come down to 34. So looks like the situation is improving.
How did this happen? This is I'm assuming one of the bigger shipping companies in the world. So
it's number 7 in the world.
How did it get into such big trouble?
What happened was, before 2008 world financial crisis, shipping was booming. And everyone was all excited about this boom, fast-growing shipping business. And Hanjin, as one of the world leaders, was excited about its outlook as well. So what it did was, these shipping companies often lease their ship from the ship owners around the world. And Hanjin happened to have written agreements with the ship owners before 2008 at the booming time, at the peak of the business cycle. they made up all this agreement on a payment that now seems very high now. You would never pay that much of lease on ship these days, but at that time that seemed reasonable. So they happen to be have made these agreements, contracts at the peak of the business cycle, and then business cycle has come down ever since 2008 because the whole around the world economy is slowing down, shipments are decreasing, exports are decreasing. So there isn't just that much of a shipment anymore, but Hanjin has to pay the lease that was agreed before 2008. So your money is going out and you're not making as much money coming in. So that was the cause of the trouble.
To put this in a personal context then, let's say that I am selling EBS books to our listeners. And I am delivering these books personally. Business is booming.
Right.
So I hire more staff. I hire Paul and I
There we
hire
go.
you and I hire Kaylin
Right.
to help me deliver. So I get a car for you and a car for Paul and a car for Kaylin.
Right.
These cars I did not buy. I leased them.
Right.
But the payments on the cars are so crazy expensive, but it's okay
Right.
because business is booming.
At that time.
At that time.
Right.
But ever since then, nobody's buying the EBS books anymore. But I
you still have to pay the
have to pay.
lease. Right.
And,
Exactly.
and now
Right.
that financial trouble has caught up
Right, exactly.
with Hanjin Shipping.
Exactly. That's the picture.
I understand. Okay, so if Hanjin's trouble is it offering breathing room for other shippers in Korea and around the world?
It really
What's
depends.
happening?
It really depends. Hanjin was the largest shipper in Korea, shipping company in Korea, number 7 in the world. The second largest in Korea is Hyundai, and that's like a world's number 15. And Hyundai faced a quite similar situation. Even though Hyundai has had more greater liquidity so far, and the things have been much better than Hanjin. And I don't think, despite Hanjin going down and maybe some of these Hanjin shipment going to other shippers, Hyundai seems to be, getting some breathing space, but basically the situation they're in is not that different. So therefore, the problem has not been solved for Korea's next biggest shipper. But smaller shippers in Korea, they're enjoying good business, relatively speaking. And then other major shipping companies around the world of other countries, it really depends. But what's happening is all these companies are merging because of the overall downturn since 2008.
Okay.
So we will have a fewer players that may be doing better business in the future. That's what we're looking at.
All right. So before we talk more about this, can we have your quiz question once again?
Quiz question is, when someone or something is stuck in a place without being able to move, escape, or run, we say it is number 1, expanded, number 2, stranded.
If you know the answer, put it on our Bandi board, use Kakao Talk, or text in on your cell phone, #1045 for 50 or 101, depending on the length of your text, for a chance to win an iRiver portable Chisol 살균기. It is always really surprising when we hear of these large companies around the world getting into financial trouble.
Right.
But it's all relative. If you have a small business and it doesn't go well, then your company will fail. If you have a large business and doesn't go well, your company will fail too.
Market
right?
principle.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't really matter the size of your company, but
Exactly.
still, I think this was surprising news for a lot of people, was it not?
Exactly. I mean, as I said, Hanjin at its peak had more than 140 ship, and it's not something we would have these pictures of Hanjin Shipping Company around the world. This huge container ship carrying so many containers and so on, and so it was a big shock for the country. But the thing is, and around the world. But the thing is, ever since 2008, meaning for the past 7-8 years, we knew that this logistics business, shipping especially, and all the marine related business. I mean, because shipping companies are suffering, there aren't that many shipbuilding orders. So shipbuilders in Korea are suffering as well, and all others are having hard time as well. So it has been coming in our way for some time.
It makes sense, though, because we talk about it, you and I, when we talk about economic issues. Everything somehow is connected. When the economy isn't good and people aren't spending as much money as they were before,
Right.
that means imports are down,
Mm-hmm,
right? Which means if imports are down, it means that people aren't ordering those things.
Exactly.
If they can't sell them, and if they're not ordering them, then they're not shipping them either. right?
Exactly. And both imports and exports, they are all about shipping.
Yeah.
And Korea, when we want to sell like export 100, we will have to import about 40. And these are all 140, these are all about the shipping. So when the trade is going down, either imports or exports going down, it affects shipping companies for sure.
I wonder, though, about the downturn of the world shipping market and how long it will continue. I mean, we had the opening of the widened Panama Canal. You remember that? That happened back in July, right?
At the end of June, right?
Okay.
Right. The impact we are feeling is July, and actually they're saying because of the widened canal in Panama, Busan port is actually enjoying some increase of shipments because shipments from U.S. East Coast, they used to go all around down the big ships. They would go down instead of passing Panama Canal. They would go down at the tip of South America and come up, and then they would stay at the western side of the port and then go to their destination. Used to be, but now with the widened Panama Canal, ships they go through this canal and then they come directly to Busan. So Busan is enjoying quite considerable increase in terms of shipments, ships coming into their port. So it seems to be a good news. So in the midst of all this negative, depressing news about shipping, there is that one good news about Panama Canal having positive impact on Korean ports.
So therefore, we're going to see maybe a changing landscape of the shipping business worldwide as a result of that?
In the long run, that's what's happening, and we already see, like before this Hanjin trouble, we were talking about like close to 20 big players in the world shipping business, and as we speak now, the number of that 20 has come down about 15 major big ones because of the mergers and stuff. Some going bankrupt, like Hanjin's case. Hanjin has not gone bankrupt completely. It's a core receivership, but technically speaking. And then they're saying, I don't know, in a few years, that ultimate number used to be 20 will come down to about 10. So the number of major shipping companies will be cut by half.
I wonder if that means increased shipping costs then, which will lead to increased prices on products that you and I buy.
I think you're a great economist. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, well, hopefully that's not the case.
Make your forecast. But that's business cycle you're talking about. I think you're right on it, and I agree with you with that prospect.
Hopefully Hanjin Shipping can work things out because, being the seventh, I think you said the seventh largest shipping company in the world, you can think about how many people they employ and how many families that would affect as well.
Exactly.
Right?
Very much so.
This will be a story that will continue to be in the news for quite a while, I think. All right, Dr. Kim, thank you very much. Can we have the answer to your quiz question, please?
Right. Answer to the quiz question. When someone or something is stuck in a place without being able to move, escape, or run, we say it is. Of course, the answer is number 2, stranded.
Stranded. And the iRiver Portable Chisol Salgyungi will go to Ijun Hinim. Congratulations and enjoy your teeth. Dr. Kim, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good week. We'll see you next time.
All right, see you.
And that's going to do it for the morning special for this Tuesday morning. Thank you very much for spending your time with us today. And please do come back tomorrow. Nick will join me in the studio to tell us more about Germany in the segment All Around the World. For today, I've been Steve. And to finish the show, it's Jordan Klassen on your collarbone. Have a fantastic September 20th, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Side to me so willingly, so willingly, and you can wait to participate. Oh, just sing your story, sing your story, sing your story, sing your story. Oh, I start. Give your story. Give your story. Give